Hello there, Green Knight here. Welcome to this Vassal Armada tutorial. It's time to learn how to set up fleets, and there are three ways to set up a fleet in Vassal Armada. I would say all of them quite a bit faster than gathering all your physical components and setting up. I will demonstrate all three in this video, starting with the most basic and getting a little bit more advanced, but also quicker as we proceed to method number 2 and method number 3. As we remember, we cannot actually play games in the main room, so we must have a new room. So just type in and enter, and then I must go to File, New Game. I will be player 4 this time because my point is it doesn't matter if you're 1 or 4. And we will take the hot approach. There is hot. Just missing some rebel transports and the ISD tyrant here. So finish. And as we recall, the table is here. And the pieces menu is here. And we will need both to set up a fleet. Now, this is where having multiple screens, or at least a very large screen, will come in handy, but that doesn't work too well with screen sharing, so I'll try to make everything just on this one screen. So I will reduce this interface a little bit. There I misclicked the undo button as well, and I will reduce the size of my map just a little bit, and I will also zoom out some. And I will drag my pieces menu over here, and I can reduce the size of that too. And like I showed you, you can hide the interface buttons there because I don't need them. So something like this. And the most basic way of setting up your fleet is to gather all your pieces from the Gate Pieces menu and just drag them over. So let's pretend I am building a, I don't know, an Imperial fleet. And I know that I will be using an Architect's command cruiser. So I will drag the Architect's command cruiser over here. And then I will get the actual ship model and put it here. And then I know this is a command to ship. So I will go to essential and I will find a command stack. And then I will have to go search for upgrades. And oh no, I need an admiral, and I can find him under commanders here. And I want Ramodi, so I will drag him over to the table. And then I figured, what about making this, where is Captain Nida? I want to make this a TRC arc, so I want the second invade. And so I search all upgrades. It's a little bit messy since I reduced the size, everything gets minimized there, but okay, I can find all the cards. It takes a little while, but fortunately, once it's done, you can actually save this setup for later. But that's the way you do it. You drag all the ships and components over. There are some shortcuts even here, because if I can zoom in a bit. Remember those right-click menus? Let's pretend I didn't. I just got the ship card, okay? So I right-click it, and then I can spawn a command to stack. That it even has the correct name. And I can spawn the actual ship from the card, so I don't have to manually grab all of those. So that speeds up play just a little bit. And where did the Empire go? Here it is. And I can have some squadrons too. I want interceptors. I love interceptors. And then I could do the same. And I want the TIE fighter because recent hull. Oh, I need Mickle, and you need Howl Runner, sure. And you can do the same here. You can hold down Control and click all of them. You can shift click or you can click drag, all the standard moves you're used to from other user interfaces. But if I select all three and then spawn squadron, yeah, then I get them. And then I can just clone it if I want more than one. So, and I can use the Control-C hotkey, and let's pretend I have 4. So now they are missing hull and defense tokens, but then I can just hit the default setup value button, and then you can see there's also zoom on mouse over, so there you can see it. It has 5 hull, 2 shields, all the defense token it needs, and the same for, say, hull runners. He suddenly has 3 hull, scatter, and a brace. So that's not terribly complicated. Then when you have this setup, then you presumably might want to use this exact same fleet later, and then you want to not go through the process of setting it up again. Or maybe you want to use almost the same fleet, but you want to make a few adjustments. Maybe you wanted to spend some points elsewhere, so you sort of got rid of those 2, and then you decided to have a couple of generic TIE fighters, and rather than trigger the command for all of them, I just go to setup and default setup, so they get their 3 hit points. And to save a setup, then you go to File in the menu, and you do not save game or save game as, because, well, we could do it, but if both players are to import their fleets, you cannot use the save game function, so just leave that for now. What you want is to begin a log file. A log file creates a game log of everything that happens after you start the file. And then you can later load that one up and use this step forward button to sort of replay the entire thing. So we are going to use a variation of that. Okay, so we hit begin log file, and then we must give it some sort of setup. But the important thing is that it has to be a vlog file. So .vlog is the thing. Sometimes it adds the suffix by itself. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure which, but always end it on the vlog. So save. And now we will delete the fleet. So mark everything and Control D or go delete. And then go to the menu and undo the delete. And then you can end the log file. Because basically what you did was you deleted the file, but you undid the delete. So that's what a log will have recorded. It will have recorded a fleet which disappears and is then brought back again. So if we now remove this fleet, and then you hit File and Load Continuation, and then you go to, where is it? Setup Vlog, yes. And then you can see that these buttons, which are usually grayed out, can now be used to step forward and just hit it until your entire fleet has reappeared. So, and now if you want to save a variation, if you don't want Nida, but you want to put in another officer, then you can follow the exact same procedure to sort of tweak your fleet and save it. Do it a new name, version 2 or something. Just bear in mind that when Vassal, when the module is updated, sometimes the game pieces change in subtle or big ways. And after a while, maybe those pieces that you've saved in your setup files aren't exactly up to date. So after major revision version change, then you might have to replace faulty pieces or just set up your fleet. Again, at the very least, you get a warning that you've created this log file with an older version. That's usually not a big problem, but it can be when we move from a major version to another. But then information about that will be included in the change log. So that was one way, and we're going to remove this fleet, and we're going to find way number 2. And number 2 is very similar, but it does not start with the pieces menu. We can just close that, and we do not need the menu there at all. You want to get the faction token, okay? So for Empire, I want Empire, so depending on what you want to build, maybe you want to build something with the Republic, and you get this token. And then you right-click it, because remember, everything is right-clickable, and then I get my capital ships, and I want the armed cruiser, and there it is. So instead of dragging things from the menu, I can get it from here. And then from here, I can spawn the upgrades. So I know that my consulars, they will have external racks. So I pick external racks, and I want them to have the ultimate defensive retro. I want them to have cluster bombs. And you can see once you get the hang of this, this is faster, and they will have expert shield packs. And now I want the command stack, and I want the ship. And I basically want a lot of this. So I'm just going to Control C or clone. And I keep doing that until I have all 7 that I need. Yeah, this is just an example. So there I am. I have my 2, 4, 6, 7 consulars, and now I'm only missing a couple of cards. I want the Republic, and this is going to be Obi-Wan, of course. And Obi-Wan needs a separatist Republic title, and you want the swift return. And maybe, I'm not sure I have enough points. Maybe I have enough points for engine text. I don't know. I don't remember. And there is my fleet. And I can also get objectives. And this sounds like an opening salvo fleet. And what do we take for yellow? Are there really that many possibilities? We take the iron cannon. And for this one, I think infested fields, always infested fields. Okay. Just for an example. And then I can use the same procedure with creating a log file if I want to save it. But those are the 2 primary ways of building, dragging things in from pieces, using the quick spawn menus here, and of course learning how to save as log files. For the final and fastest version, we are going to need the help of an external builder, and we are going to need the help of Discord. So presumably you are already using one of the 2 major builders, Kingston or Warlords. Doesn't matter which. King K's Revenge. Okay, here's a fleet in, and you go to text export, and you can do the same with fucking ads. Yeah, just take a random layer fleet and go to text export like this. And doesn't matter which builder you use, you just select the text here, and then you have to do something about it. And then this is where Discord comes in. And if you don't know what Discord is, you should maybe learn what Discord is. It's really a voice chat program, but it also has text chat channels, and there are, of course, servers for Armada. So if you don't know where to go, you could just open the help menu, and then you could just click Discord here. And Discord is available as a web application, a website, but also as a desktop application, and it's available as smartphone apps. So I'm not going to log on here. I'm just going to log on to the desktop app. And what you want to do is you want to go home here and you want to find the person, or should I say bot, that is called shrimp bot, and start a conversation, PM conversation. And then you prefix using exclamation point Vassal space, and then you paste in the text export of your list. And then you hit enter. And then, ta-da! It has generated the kind of setup file we saw me demonstrate earlier. So you could download it with this fantastic name, or you could call it something Leia. Actually, this is a large L. And this is a vlog. You can see that already, so no need to suffix it with vlog. So I save it. And then let's go here. And then I go to load continuation. And where did I save it? Was it downloads? Yes, I think so. Something Leia. Okay. And now, this is the warning you get. The module is telling you that maybe this won't work, but usually it will work, because I will notify you if a new version of the module isn't compatible with an older version. So I'm now on my developer build. Okay, so it's compatible. So you just hit yes. And then, well, the table is empty, but we use the step forward button until it's grayed out, and there is my fleet. So that is, of course, by far the fastest way, because you already have your fleet built in a builder. So going to the text export and copying that and pasting that into a PM with ShrimpBot shouldn't be hard. Now, this comes without defense tokens and such, so you want to hit default setup values. You might want to tweak this setup file. You might want to sort of name your ships, for example, or if you have multiple ships of the same type, you might want to swap to one of the custom paint jobs. So use Alt M to give them a color dot or that sort of thing. By default, it starts with parent ship name, so I could delete that, and then I could spawn the command. So at the very least, it's called Imperial class, but I could also hit Control N and call that one Sovereign, and then I will call it also Sovereign. This is important because of the reporting functionality. So whenever the command, for example, if I flip up a command dial here, it will report in the chat here that Green Knight's Sovereign has revealed a command, which is very convenient, instead of saying parent ship name has spawned flipped a command. So why aren't these two linked? That's because of limitations in Vassal. It's not so easy to actually link those pieces. It can be done, but it is very, very involved and rather clunky. So you just have to live with setting the name to places. And once you've done adjusting your fleet like this, setting names and so forth, you can of course save it again as a new version of the vlog file. So that next time you set up, you have all the names and everything in order. So those are the ways of setting up, and this is one of the areas where I think Vassal is very strong. It's really quick, really easy, and also rather intuitive how you set up. And especially using the ShrimpBot, that's just fantastic. I hope I never have to go back to actually manually assembling fleets. So, okay, thanks for now.